So here we are again. The video froze after about 4 minutes, and we were discussing the library CRF. And you said you are assuming that they don't have the $10,000 up front in their account. I'm going to make that
Okay.
assumption that that is true.
So I just bring that point up because normally when we write checks to the town, we have a paid invoice of proof of the payment. So
Right, because this is a library, I talked to Fred Welch about this,
Okay.
and because this is specifically a library CRF, um, and it's the library law, they're in a kind of a funky position with the town because they are technically in a town owned building, but they are autonomous. They have their, and Fred pointed out, they have their own payroll
Right.
and everything, and so therefore we can make it directly to the town.
Okay.
So here I brought the check, and we can do this right now because that's always the pain, is getting the time to meet and get this done.
Sure.
So today's date is June 28th. 2021, and they wanted it for $10,000. There had been an additional request from the Scribner Building and Park Trust Fund for $11,394 for security cameras, which they later rescinded. They had that in the, so anyway.
Yeah,
so
I was at that meeting.
So I'm going to make this out to the Ashland Town Library as per the trustee's request. $10,000, and I'm going to sign it, and I'll let Walter sign it, although you are on all of the stuff now, Lisa. I'm pretty sure. Okay, so Walter will sign it, and then we need to get the check to the trustees. I'll drop it by tomorrow.
I was gonna say I'm working.
You can
tomorrow.
work. Well, why don't you take it? That would be a great way to get it. Yeah, we've got.
Yeah. I'll let David Rule know it's there.
Perfect. Okay, so we've done that.
Great. Thank you.
And then last, oh great, yeah, I want to keep this all together. You put this back at the town hall tomorrow. The funds. So I've been CCing you all on everything with legal, but for public information, I do want to talk about there were originally 10 trusts in the town of Ashland. Now, the Scribner Trust has been dissolved by the Attorney General's office, so that one is no longer a town-held trust that's held by, it was given over to the library trustees. It can be spent down to zero now. They don't need to worry about the principal. And the trustees did ask us to, the trustees of the trust fund, to continue investing it, but of course it is under their, purview and discretion, and it's been renamed as the Scribner Building and Grounds Trust and stuff. So anyway, so that was one of them. So then there were 9 left. Now, of the 9 that are left, 4 are now in legal, have gone to legal. The Board of Selectmen have sent to legal. The trusts that have gone to legal are the Green Grove Cemetery and the Crimmings Berry. Both of those trusts are perpetual care trusts. And the problem with those are that I found out it was 1926.
Wow.
The town of Ashland privatized Green Grove Cemetery, which means that the trustees of Green Grove Cemetery are not the same as the trustees of the cemetery trustees for the town of Ashland. It is a separate board.
Okay.
And because of that, why the town is holding perpetual care cemetery funds is kind of beyond us. And I think it was Dave Toth who put forward last year, why don't we just give it to Green Grove, because we have no authority over them. There's no town committee that has authority over them. So I said, well, really good point. So those are in legal now to be transferred to the Green Grove Cemetery trustees. They have been made aware of this through Rusty Cross. The problems with the Green Grove is good to go. It's held at UBS Financial, and I think I even got my name or my name and your name, Walter. I think UBS would only put my name on stuff. I don't know why, whatever. But that was all good to go, and it's all set. Now, the Crimmings Berry is held at Capital Group. And Capital Group is requiring a tremendous amount of information. That it was staggering what they wanted to prove that Amanda Loud and Walter Durack, and even the town of Ashland in general, have any kind of purview over this fund. It does have the town's tax ID on it. However, they would not transfer it, change names, and so since it needs to go to Green Grove, it's all become Naomi Butterfield's problem, who is our attorney. Okay, and so she's working with that, and those are currently in legal for that reason. There's two others trusts that are also in legal currently, and those are the Ordway Cheney and the Pauline Packard trusts. Both
Those
of
are
these two.
related to the library, yeah?
Both of these were for the benefit of the library. They're held at Capital Group. Both are held at Capital Group, which again is requesting just a tremendous amount of money to change names on anything and move anything. A tremendous amount of information, I'm sorry, to move anything. The problem with these two trusts, however, is that the town's tax ID is not on these trusts. I don't know what tax ID is on these trusts. Because they say, can you give me the tax ID? And when I tell them the town's tax ID, they say, I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Click. So I can't get through because I don't know the magic words. My guess is it was a clerical error in paperwork, probably occurring sometime around the year 2010, based on from what I can piece together, and there isn't a lot of information to use, that these were transferred from UBS around 2010, 2008, I don't know, something like that. And my guess is that paperwork was not filled out correctly, or it was entered incorrectly. And it could be that the tax ID is off by one digit. It could be a completely different tax ID. My guess is that, though, that's what happened. So these two trusts are going to be in legal, and Naomi Butterfield said that what will probably happen, and Fred Welch concurred from his experience in town government, is that these two will have to go before a judge who will order Capital Group to surrender them to us, the town of Ashland. Now, until that happens, there's nothing we can do. So, I mean, we're not going to be moving them to Vanguard because, they won't even, Capital Group won't even talk to us.
Do we know how much is
Yes,
in those?
we do know how much is in there. The Pauline Packard Memorial Fund has $2,800 in it, $2,850.27, and the Ordway Cheney has about $5,400 in it. So not large amounts, however, for the town of
but-
Ashland, they're large amounts. I mean, none of our trusts have much money in them.
And the library, too.
And they're for the benefit of the library. They were for buying, I think, specific books. I believe the Pauline Packard can be used for anything, and the Ordway Cheney has to be books on New Hampshire or something like that. There's some, and
we have books in the library that have the little thing in them that say Ordway Cheney
right,
or Packard.
Right.
Yeah.
right. And I know from Sarah Weinberg gave me a great, as much information she had, which I thought was a great deal, and that the last time any money that the trustee, the library had received any funds, even though they're supposed to receive funds on all interest and dividends, was I think around 2010 or 2005, which is why I think
All kind of happened around the
it
same
all
time.
happened around the same time. And I just think that there came a point when the monies could not be accessed.
Okay.
Now, I have asked the former trustees about this in two separate emails, and I have not received any information, so they may not know anything either. But I've tried.
Okay.
So they're at legal. Now, that leaves us now with, so 5 trusts, including the Scribner, have had to go to legal for various reasons. So that leaves 5 others that have not. And I think we need to get those moved to Vanguard, now.
Okay. So
That would be Blake and Memorial, which are at Wells Fargo.
I do have an email from you that said we should wait until the fall.
On the audit, yeah.
Okay. On the audit for audit purposes.
For audit purposes. I said that originally, and now I'm thinking that we may be clear because they were happy, the auditors,
Okay.
seemed to be very happy with the electronic end of year statements that I was able to give them.
Great.
I don't
Okay.
receive any paper statements from Wells Fargo. It's
Right.
all
It's
electronic. And when I sent, that in there, they were like, this is great, thanks. So
Okay. All right.
I go ahead and do that. And then we have that's at Amundi. Amundi has the Addison Library Fund, Oh, I take that back. This is the one. Oh, there's
Adderson. Oh, they have Adderson Library, Adderson scholarships at
at UBS.
UBS, okay.
Okay, so that we have, so there's two are at Wells Fargo, then Amundi, which does have both of our names on it.
Could you spell that?
AMUNDI. And that's the Addison Library Fund that's at Amundi.
Oh, that's where it's located. Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
it's a there were 10 trusts in 4 investment houses. So it was, yeah, there's a lot. I've been on the phone an awful lot this past year. It's taken a year for me to get our names, or at least mine. I think UBS, I tried to get you and me, Walter, and they would only, I think UBS has only listed me. Whatever.
It's a start.
It's a start.
It's a tremendous start.
It's a tremendous start. And anyway, speaking of UBS, this is the contact at UBS. It used to be a woman named Ellie, I think. Now it's Troy Nicosia.
Okay.
He's the contact at UBS. So anyway, we've got, if we could get the 2 Wells Fargo moved, if we could get the Amundi, and then there, now at UBS, there's Green Grove and Addison, but we can't move Green Grove because that's stuck in legal, and the Addison Scholarship is there, and Doggett, where's the Doggett Scholarship? Is that also at UBS?
I think that's also UBS.
Yeah, get that moved, because that's the one that's invested with a 4% fee, and it's going to deplete as we just watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. I think that's what we need to do, and we need to do it, now.
Okay.
And get them all into Vanguard. And I think once we have everything into Vanguard too, we need to think about like the trustees of the trust funds or something for the names on it. I know they want specific people because I've had to fill out lots of forms.
That's the tricky part with investments, and especially where you're changing at least a third of your trustees every year.
Yeah, that would just be easier if we didn't have all the names. The problem with the
and
names.
the constant changing
Unfortunately,
stuff.
legally, there have to be names.
Well, but anyway, if we can get this into, that would be.
And where are the Addison and Doggett's?
They're at UBS.
UBS.
But we're not going to touch Green Grove. Leave that at UBS because that's in legal.
That's in the legal, yeah.
I'll start with the Wells Fargo ones. I still need to have you put on, Lisa, I need to have you put on Scribner, Building and Park. So there'll be some paperwork for you at some point.
Okay, all right.
And completing the name change process as well. But it has Amanda and I on it, so it's okay right now.
And I have the Vanguard's been doing really, really well. The library is at $99,579. It's almost at $100,000. It's
Actually,
92.
it's a 101,653.
Well, it's 101,653.
As of today.
It's really been doing well, and of course, it's not having the fees. It's sucking that away. So that is really great. And it seems like I have the Vanguard stuff here is where I keep the Scribner. So anyway. Yeah, I really don't have anything else to talk about in our meeting.
Okay.
Other than we need to get that stuff. I don't know if Wells Fargo is going to need another medallion stamp. If we've proved ourselves.
I believe those are, well, we went through that when we moved Scribner because we were changing the name.
We won't change the name on anything.
Yeah, we don't need to change the name on anything. They may still require, just because of the amounts and where it's coming from.
Yeah.
They may.
Well, let's get
because we're not individual investors. This is a trust.
Right.
They need something to guarantee that, and it's typically handled per account, even though we've proven ourselves to Vanguard.
Yeah. Well, let's get those 2 moved, and and then the Amundi, and then the 2 at UBS. Our next meeting is, I think, September 27th. We tend to meet on a quarterly basis. And, if we could have, gosh, we had this stuff moved by September, it would be awesome. We're going to have to get together, to be able to sign stuff. I am pretty available in July.
Okay.
I'm around, and Lisa's around,
I'm around most of the time.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just a lot of crap going on right now.
Right. Well, it takes 2. I think it may not take all 3 of us. I think it did, though.
It will.
It will take all 3 of us. It'll take all 3 of
Yeah,
us.
we should have all 3 put on.
But,
Okay.
And I think the UBS, because it's all in, I think I'm the only one listed, you can just tell me what I have to do.
Okay.
And I will do it.
Yeah,
know-
we'll get, what I'll do is we'll start the paperwork with Vanguard, and when we're ready, we'll have you initiate, well, actually, it may be very simple as you might have to sign the transfer of assets form when it comes
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
They may want a medallion because you're the only one listed, and then we're adding us, so again, that's just guaranteeing, but we'll cross those bridges when we get to
Okay,
them.
yeah. And there's
Yeah.
to those, only the Addison Doggett Scholarship's the one at UBS that we
Right.
need to move. I think that UBS, I think I'm the only one they'll talk to. So I gave you the number, but if he won't talk to you, then I'll call him and maybe he'll talk to me.
Okay.
I'll say, talk to Walter.
All right.
Okay. Anything else that we need to do?
Did we have any CRF distribution requests from the Board of
No.
Selectmen or the Town Manager? Really?
We have had no more. My guess is that there might be more in September.
Okay.
You know, but I haven't had any. I know there's been, of course, Fred hasn't been there for very long,
Right.
and it's still, I think, in a bit of a transition.
Okay.
No, the library was the only one that wanted any money. So
Interesting.
okay, well, if we don't have any more, boy, this was a quick, short, and sweet meeting, but wasn't much
And
else.
our next meeting is, you said
September
That's a
27th.
Monday,
Yeah,
September 27th, 7 p.m.
yeah,
Mhm.
probably here would be
I was
my
gonna
guess.
say-
Okay.
Same.
I'll let you know if I'm working that night or not.
Oh,
I'm not quite-
okay.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure just yet.
Okay, okay.
I have my calendar
Okay,
at home.
Okay.
It tells me when I'm working.
okay, okay. Well, if there's no more business, then I move that we adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I think we're all in favor. I really don't even have to have a
What
motion
time
to
is it?
adjourn. 7:20. We were quick.
7:20 p.m.
Yeah.
I miss Fritz.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.